Remember how fun it was to watch the team last year? How fun that offense was where they put their foot on the gas and never let up, where they went for it on fourth down and we just knew they were going to get it because 90% of the times they got the first down. Remember how fun it was to watch our high IQ quarterback make plays at the right time to keep our offense on the field and not punt 3 out of 4 drives like they did during the Rivera era, during the Gruden era, the Norv Turner era. Remember that? We need to get back to that. And that's easy to say. Every season is different and you have injuries. So that's the biggest question. Like, how can they shore up this receiving wide receiver unit so that Jaden can consistently do his thing and the offense consistently do their thing? A couple things have changed this year. Most notably, the aggression from DQ. I don't know if he's outsmarting himself or if it just works itself out in a way that it just isn't prudent to do fourth downs anymore. And I can understand that, especially since you haven't had Terry for the whole preseason. You haven't had Noah for the whole preseason. You got new guys. But we shall see. The Commanders are 2-2, and I'm glad that they are not 1-3 or 0-4. If they go 500 or better in this next quarter of the season, they can certainly put themselves in position to make a playoff run. But they need to get healthy, especially at the receiver position. They need to get this thing rolling. They need to get some of their injured players back. And so the question is, how do they get back to one, so to speak? I don't know. First and foremost, you need Terry back. I don't know how long he's going to be out. Hopefully, he's not going to be out long. Otherwise, you're going to have to bring in a Terry type, somebody equivalent or better. And Robbie Chosen is not that guy. And speaking of which, the personnel decisions have been perplexing to me. Like, how many former players of yours or former draft picks of yours are you going to bring in whenever you have a need at a position? Sometimes you got to go outside the box to affect change, to be successful. Go outside of your comfort zone. And this team doesn't seem to like to do that. And they like veterans on top of that. So there's the question. Do you prefer experience or youth and speed? And clearly they prefer experience. They also prefer people that they've worked with before. They prefer to have a comfort level with the player that they bring in. But I'm not of that school, but we'll see how it works out. All right, so my question to you is, what do you think the Commanders need to do or can do to get back to the level that they need to get to be a playoff contender this year? And of course, I said the important thing is for Terry to get healthy, but of course, Jaden needs to be 100%. Hopefully, this is his only injury of the year, and hopefully he's good to go for the rest of the year, because I predicted to my brother that a lot of stars will be injured this year, and it's going to continue to happen. Next year will be more sunny skies, and it will be less of that. But this year, just the way things are situated in the universe, there will be some more stars that are injured, unfortunately. So hopefully this is Jaden's only one, and I'm glad it happened early. and it looks like it was just a sprained knee where he got a helmet to his knee that caused swelling and that it was painful for a couple of days. And hopefully it was not that serious, like his rib injury that ended up being a broken rib. All right, so they're 2-2. They are an average team right now, but they have an above average quarterback that can help their offense and their defense. And hopefully they can get back to being aggressive, up tempo, and get this train rolling again. Stop playing around, Commanders, and start balling again. All right. So again, what do you guys think they can do? What do you think they need to do to put themselves in position to make a playoff run here? I think I'm gonna give you my opinion real quick. I just think that Jade needs to be at 100. They need to have Terry or equivalent, and they need to start utilizing their talented running backs a little more. They're built more like a running team this year, especially with the receiving core they have. They don't have anybody like a De'Ami Brown. They don't have anybody with the toughness, IQ, and work ethic of a Zacchaeus right now. So work those running backs. They're good. That would help your quarterback out. That would help him to avoid as many injuries as he could get. Work it out, guys. I think that also Jaden can help the defense. Like, he does high IQ things that helps his team stay on the field. And if you're on the field offensively, then how can you give up as many big plays as a defense when you're not even on the field? And how can the opposing offense score if they're not on the field? So they need to get back to that team from last year. And each year is different, and it's difficult to do that. But try your best. So what do you guys think? Leave a comment. Oh, don't forget to subscribe too. Help me to get to 500 subscribers. And that's all I got. So they're 2-2. Go 2-2 or better this second quarter. Find a way to get this thing rolling. I know it's going to be hard because of the inconsistency and availability of players, but make it work. Instead of somebody like Robbie Chosen, I think just bring Ja'Cory Brooks up and get him, coach him up, get him going. Somebody, I'm not necessarily, I think there were better UDFAs out there than Ja'Cory Brooks, but he just seems like a professional wide receiver, just like I said with Tay Martin. So do something like that. Let's go, man. Damn.